What's up, YouTube? It's Nick again. It's been a long time. Your boy had a moment after his Q50 blew up, not gonna lie, so I stopped posting for a while. Fast forward some years later, quite a few different vehicles. I had a Chevy 2500 Duramax, tuned, deleted, pretty fast, like 600 horsepower. That was fun, but you know, it was really time for me to get another car. And I'm happy to announce I picked a car. I wanted a four-door, I wanted a turbo, and I wanted a bang for the buck and something I could do a solid build with. So after a few years of research, I finally made my decision. And this vehicle, I wanted it to be reliable as well. I'm so happy with what I had decided on. It's been about 6 months. I've done probably about 10,000 in mods. So I've really decided it is time to start making videos of this build. We're already, you know, quite a bit of the way there. So here it is. There it is. It is a 2020 BMW M340i. It is not an X-Drive model, but as you can tell, there's definitely some mods done to it, and I'll go over those for you. So, cosmetics we'll start with. G80 wheels, 20s in the back, 19s in the front. The sidewall size in the 19s is 35, and it's 30 for the rear. So, overall diameter is the same between the two, but there's more sidewall on the front rim. This is how they came. I bought them used from a G80. They do in fact rub a little bit in the rear. I have a slight amount of poke. You'll notice that too. That's some damage. Someone hit me as soon as I got the car. Nice hit and run. 2 weeks after I bought it. Gotta love that. I touched it up for now. I'm gonna have to respray it later. But anyways, cosmetically, these do rub a bit when it was lowered. Now, I'm on adjustable coilovers, so I had to lift the rears a little bit. Now, it does not rub. You can see it was rubbing. I say it doesn't rub, but actually, I kid. If you hit a really big bump or something certain that throws one wheel up more than the other, like going onto a ramp or something at a diagonal, sometimes it'll touch, barely. I will say when I was lower than this with the coilovers, when it was rubbing, I did bend the fender a little bit there. I plan on getting that fixed down the road when I get a rear rim that actually like fits properly. For now, I already spent the money. It looks good. It's not too much poke to where it's like crazy ugly. I don't think it really looks that bad. I think it kind of gives it like almost like a little bit of a stance. It's a big rim. What else cosmetically? Simple little thing. I did this with all my emblems. Sticker kit on Amazon. You can put black over the white. Do blue and black, which is pretty sick. It's not the same color as the caliper, but it is the emblem color. So, thought it was cool. Little caps. That's nothing huge. In the front, did the black grille. Same thing with the emblem up here. Tinting the reflectors. Yo, these are so ugly when they're orange. I'm super happy that I tinted those. That makes all the difference. It's really cheap to do too, and easy. What else? Oh yeah, in the back end of the car, I did the taillights, the CSLs, which are pretty sick. Check these guys out. They look really good in person. Definitely helps the car aesthetically. And honestly, I like the tint of the taillight. It's not straight red. It's kind of like a dark red, as you can see, compared to my red microfiber. So it's got a nice tint. It's different than the stock look. So, all right, now engine modification. This is one thing that's annoying about the car. You walk away, it locks. You walk up, it unlocks. It's great unless you're washing your car or walking back and forth around your car. I gotta show her something. All right, we can go over some engine modifications now. The mechanical stuff. These cars make so much power very easily. So I did a 4.5-inch Mad Catless downpipe. It's heat wrapped, which really helps. And then we put this heat shield on. I have 2-step Colder spark plugs. This is a 2020, so it's a Gen 2 B58. It has an extra fuel pump, not an extra, sorry, a better fuel pump than the Gen 1. So I can run E50, that's maxing out my stock system. To run E, you have to put in a flex fuel kit. It's this mechanism that adjusts your tune on the fly, so I don't have to change anything. It detects the ethanol content in the fuel, and it changes my tune depending on the content of ethanol. So I am tuned up to E50. Basically, to make that kind of power, all you have to do is you got to get the flex fuel kit so your tune works properly with E50 and a downpipe. And that's pretty much all you got to do to make that kind of power. Obviously, the tune itself and highly suggested a trans tune, which I do have. So I have a custom ECU tune and a custom trans tune, all from the same tuner based in South Florida. I also have a RK Tunes front mount intake, which is apparently the only intake that adds horsepower. I believe every front mount intake on almost every car does add power. So, especially with this turbo car. I don't think it's much, but I think it puts you like a hair over 500 wheel. I also did these little braces here that are in the front. Really cheap hack is Amazon had, I think, yeah, it was a 2-pack for $10, and they're literally plastic that just clip on. A little bit of a pain, you have to cut one of them. Actually, I had to cut both, but I'll do a tutorial on how I did all of this stuff. I'm gonna go through all my mods one by one, separate videos. This is kind of just like a intro / launch back into YouTube. What else did I do engine wise? That's it. Yeah, so basically it's just the downpipe, heat shield, plugs, RK Tunes front mount, ECU tune, TCU tune, and the flex fuel kit. One more thing that I did is I put the car on coilovers, as I was talking about earlier. They're BC Racing coilovers. If I can really Evo S, you can see them in there. But which I gotta say, that's one of the best mods for this car. I didn't lower it, so I can only go off of the fact that I had on stock suspension compared to this. Absolutely crazy. The difference, it is so smooth. I would say that it's smoother than stock and less bouncy. Like it plants every time you go over a big bump or hit any humps where you might get a bounce or two out of a stock suspension. This thing just grabs. I mean, it goes up and then as soon as it comes down, that's it. There's no bounce. Amazing ride. I haven't had any clearance issues. I'm not all the way down. I'm probably like an inch down. Fronts are tucked a little more because they don't poke. And I did not do a front mount splitter because I want clearance. I'm not trying to hit stuff and knock that off. I've had them in the past. When I go really fast, they just fly right off. So after 6 months, I bought it 6 months ago, obviously, and then I'd say 2 weeks in, I started doing the mods. It's been tuned for 5 of those months, maybe a little more. And I run the car really hard. I beat on it a lot. And I mean, it hasn't skipped a beat. One incident I had, the only one, was stock turbo seized up. When it seized up, it basically just felt like an NA inline 6. Well, probably honestly worse, and that's what it was. But without the turbo, this thing was super slow. But it still got me home from the Keys, funny enough. It was like I had like a 3-hour ride. But yeah, basically I think the bearing in the center of the turbo seized up, or it got loose and it like pushed the blades to the side of the housing. seizing it. So, I mean, it's kind of an unfortunate issue, but fortunately I found a used one for $350 online, and installed with labor. I had it all done for under $1,000. So these cars are pretty affordable. I'm excited to continue the build. Plan on doing a big turbo at some point, but I want to enjoy the stock turbo for a while. I lied, one more thing, probably one of the coolest mods, the Dinan Valved exhaust. These things are crazy loud. I'll give you guys a start up. Alright guys, that pretty much sums up my intro for the car. So we'll be doing pulls, burnouts, just going through how the car drives, tips and tricks I learned, like to make your driving experience better once you're tuned, things I've experienced, and I'm gonna do like a breakdown of each and every mod. Probably do a video per mod. So, alright guys, stay tuned, got more coming.